Ed asks, what are your thoughts on players moving to Saudi Arabia, Gerrard's appointment as manager in the Saudi League? And Narmbread similarly asks, should the Saudi Arabian League have some sort of FFP? So we haven't actually talked about the Saudi Arabia situation yet, Gasky, but for the next 4 or 5 minutes, what are your opinions, if any, on what's happening?
It's the way sport's going, because it's already happened with golf. Over there, it's sports washing, isn't it? They've just throwing money at it, getting players in, making themselves like meaningful, getting in big managers, and eventually it'll come to a point when young players will start going there, But then I think they'll invest more than what they've done in China, to where it might end up being a point when they'll offer money to UEFA and they'll get them in the Champions League. I honestly think that's where it'll happen. Because I don't know, you probably don't. I don't think you follow golf, do you? But that's what happened with golf. They were throwing money at like golf. I think golfers go off prize money. They don't have contracts, and they were offering them massive contracts to come and play in like a Saudi Arabian league, and then they've had to merge. So the main golf tour that's always been about is now having to merge with the Saudi Arabian one to get the players back. And I think football will end up being probably a similar situation when the Saudi teams will start having such good squads in, it might be 10 years time, 15 years, but potentially they'll be like, right, they're part of the Champions League now.
Yeah. So a lot of that will depend on how strong UEFA are. If UEFA crumble, then I totally agree with you. And because I'm going to make my opinion on it known. I don't want that to happen. I don't want.
Neither do I.
And it's not even just because it's not even because Saudi Arabia is a disgusting, vile country of awful human rights abuse records. I wouldn't want what's like a really nice, happy-go-lucky country. I don't know.
Hungary.
A non-European one though. I don't know. I don't know. Any country that's non-European should not be in the Champions League. Canada, Canada's fun. Canada should not be in the Champions League. This is what I also disagree with. Teams from Israel being in the Champions League, they shouldn't be here. The reason why they are here is because of a cultural thing that's not really related. But they shouldn't be here. In the same way, Australia shouldn't be in Eurovision. And it's a European competition. There are there's an African Champions League, an Asian Champions League. Just stay there. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So that's that. So I really hope UEFA are strong. So just from a fundamental perspective of it's a European competition, you should probably be in Europe to play in it, or at least have European cultural ties or whatever. I don't have an issue with a new league coming in and spending a load of money to improve their league because they're well within their right to do that.
I agree, because when China did it, I didn't care. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it's the only way you're going to get anywhere near European football is by investment. Yeah, I think a couple of Russian teams did it, and I think was it that Anzi team. I'm not going to try and pronounce it.
Oh yeah, Anji Mahashkala.
Yeah, they threw money at players.
Roberto Carlos.
Didn't work, did it?
No.
But so they're trying to keep up, but that's it. Get your league competitive, and then you'll probably end up creating a tournament or something, or preseason tournaments and things. But that's where you draw the line. The tournament that everyone looks forward to watching, all the best European teams, don't get involved in it. It's got such history. They're already fucking it up next year anyway.
I know,
with the new system. So it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
it would not surprise me at all.
And as I say, I don't know anything about golf, but what sort of gives me hope in terms of because I'm not, I don't want the Saudi League to be brilliant, because I want, I'm not going to watch it. I don't care about the Saudi League. It's got no relevant history to me, and I just don't actually give a toss about it. So I don't want it. I don't want it to become the new Premier League, which actually does have, English football does have a lot of history going back to the 19th century, for example. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, golf. I don't know what the situation is in terms of their tournaments and prestige, but I still think currently, if a Saudi club bids for a player who's, 24, who is of Barcelona quality. So if Barcelona come in for a player and a Saudi club comes for a player, even if the Saudi club's offering loads more money, I still think the footballer unless they're totally compelled by money,
Yeah.
goes to Barcelona just because it's Barcelona.
Yeah, I do as well. But that's where I'm like, in 10, 15 years' time, when every team is stacked in Saudi Arabia, you know, would it get to a point when, how long is it going to be until players start, biting, going, oh, that's good money that, I'm going to go there. Yeah. How long is it going to be? Because in China, there wasn't many. They're always past it. But you had a couple, like I think Oscar wasn't that old when he went for a lot of money, and there was the odd one, but there hasn't really been any, is there, yet for Saudi Arabia? But how long till one player decides to do that? That's the question.
That is the question. My prediction is that it's not going to take over just by virtue of, because even if you spend loads of money and bring in your own players, it doesn't actually strengthen your own talents in your league.
Like we were saying before, all youth systems, the players come through in Europe and stuff like that, and then they have idols, and they want to go and play for the team they support type thing. You're not going to have a player like, I want to go and play for Al Raya because I support them. Yeah. So
I don't have an issue with teams. Yeah. I don't have an issue with the existence of the Saudi League and buying, European teams cherry pick South American clubs all the time. So I don't have an issue with Saudi Arabia doing that. I just have an issue with if they try to then force their way into a competition they've got no right being
into something more competitive because your league's not.
Yeah, it's like you can have your league, that's fine, but don't try and come in the Champions League.
Go and build something with the Chinese Super League. Go and build your own Champions League. There you are.
Well, they've got a Champions League.
Super Cup. Yeah, they go make a new Super Cup against European one against yours. There you go. Have one game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my thoughts. And just very briefly on Narmbread, Saudi aren't going to put in any FFP because they don't care. So that's exactly. The only way that would work is if
they did get involved.
Yeah, or if FIFA came in and said, right, there's universal spending regulations, and I doubt that's ever going to happen.
Because you're affecting the European leagues. But that won't happen.